As someone who loves mascot horror, I always tend to defend mascot horror all the time. I am a Garnet Band defender. Joyville, I'm having a difficult time defending it. Not that I have to, because a lot of people like it. Me personally, Joyville, eh, it's okay. At least the the story is somewhat deep. I don't fucking know. I just started watching Daco's playthrough of Joyville, and uh, so far, it's just Poppy's playtime. It's literally just Poppy's playtime mixed with Garden and Ban Ban. But that's not why I'm going to be complaining. Though I do agree with some people saying that they need to stop copy and pasting the story. Like I'm not going to tell you guys my original idea for Garnet Ban Ban series. I don't even know if it's original, but it has to involve the supernatural, mixing it with um, oh, that's literally just Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know, but I think it would be cool to have like zombie mascots, but like the zombie part is hidden. I don't know, but anyway, the story is not why I'm here to talk about when it comes to mascot horror. I think that uh, the stories are okay enough. Like, I think Garnet Ban Ban's story is different enough to where it. I mean, it is a copy of Poppy's Playtime. Let's be honest, but it's different enough to where you can't get mad at it for its story. I think the story is decent, actually. But again, moving on to the main point of the story, or the main point of this video, level design. Level design has used to make sense. In Five Nights at Freddy's, it was the basics, right? The basics were you're just in a pizzeria surviving, and that's what it was. What it was throughout all of the games. Pizzaplex, you could argue that with the whole elevator going down um, into the sinkhole, fair enough. You could argue that that's awful level design, and I honestly think that that should have been tucked away somewhere else, like in an office, or even down in maybe even down in the cellar. Like remember the scrapped content of the pizzaplex, with that massive helpy tub with those like canisters. It's like a I don't know. It's hard to explain. But it had the helpy thing, and everybody was raving about how there was a helpy sticker on a like vat, and you saw the Vanny shadow. I remember that so vividly. Anyway, um, I feel like that's where the elevator should have been, or like we go into Williams. I mean, William's not alive anymore in this situation. Well, he's alive, but in the form of Burnt Trap. But I digress. Um, but I just feel like they should have placed the elevator better. But that is the only bad level design of any of the FNAF games. Generally, FNAF gets a 10 out of 10 for level design. Poppy's Playtime, I like it. I like that. Though people will probably complain about why is there so much like disarray in this place. Like, it's a children's place. Even in the places where children are meant to be, there's just so much destruction. Well, we also gotta remember that this is an old building. This is a withered building. So therefore, it's been years since people's actually been here. So I could get cut a little bit of slack for being a little bit, um, you know, in need of TLC. But I digress. I think that Poppy's Playtime has really good level design, map design. Why I say that is because the places that you end up are completely by accident, right? Like you end up breaking something and then you eventually like slip into the deeper parts of Poppy's Playtime and then you uncover more of the experimental side of things. Like, you're not meant to be there. Like, no kid would accidentally stumble upon these areas. No kid would purposefully stumble upon these areas if the place was like in full contact. The only reason we actually get into the lower parts is because stuff breaks or there's a slide in like a far corner of the place that a kid would never go into. So Poppy's Playtime gets a 9 out of 10. It's still weird that there are slides to get down to the lower parts in the first place, but yeah. Garden of Banban, awful. I defend Garden of Banban so much, but the one thing I will not defend is level design. Why the hell is it so easy to get into into the scary parts of everything? And also, that ball pit. First off, why why are the balls removed? That's weird. Why are the balls removed? Like, I get that this place wasn't in action for a while, but why were they removed? And second, why is the ball pit so damn deep? Like, that's the only complaint I have for the ball pit. Why is it so deep? I guess it's to make sure you don't walk across the thing. And also, why is there a room that you have to go across the ball pit? It makes no sense, okay? The level design in Garden of Banban makes no sense. Nothing breaks. You just literally take elevators to each level, and each level gets scarier and scarier. No kid would want to go there. You're going to terrify the kids. If this is meant to be a kindergarten, I'm never taking my kid to this kindergarten ever. This is awful level design. That's the only thing. Like, Euphoric Brothers, I've defended you so much with like the character design, with the storyline. And I'm going to say this, the first game, that was good design. Honestly, it really was. But then you start giving me elevators that go down to like the doctor's offices where they experiment on people. Nothing breaks. You can just wander in there willy-nilly and bam, you're immediately seeing somebody getting sawed in half. Like, no, have something break. Make us fall into a pit like Poppy's Playtime. Stuff breaks and you accidentally go deeper and deeper into the place. And you're actually trying to find an exit. But in this, you're just getting a grand tour of the entire place. Like, oh, wow, welcome to Garden Banban, where you get a tour of the place. No, it's meant to be accidental. All of this is meant to be accidental. Unless your character is a fucking masochist, I don't see any of this meaning to be on purpose. I mean, I get that we're trying to find. I get that in Garden Bam Bam, we're trying to find our kid. I think I think that's the story, unless I'm mixing it with Poppy Playtime. No, Poppy Playtime. I think you're investigating the place to get more answers so that you can sue Playtime Co. I don't know. That's the story that I got from Poppy's Playtime. But in Garden Bam Bam, you're looking for your kid. I think the Euphoric Brothers just got bored and was like, okay, we're gonna make a million games. Fuck the story. And honestly, respect. But nonetheless, level design in Garden Bam Bam is a 4 out of 10. It's not the worst that I've seen, but yeah, Joyville. This is gonna be our last one. Actually, no. Let's add Indigo Park. Indigo Park, amazing level design, amazing character design. I still have trouble figuring out what the mascots are. If they're like mutations or if they're robots, but they're like mascot suits, and also they move too human to be robots. So I don't know, man. But nonetheless, the the design of Indigo Park, amazing. Honestly, really amazing. The level design, awesome. You don't really go into the hidden parts of Indigo Park unless something like one thing breaks, and then you're immediately in like this gas chamber. But even then, the gas chamber leads you back outside to the Indigo Park. But something does break at the end of the game, and then you're in Leroy. Is it Leroy? Leroy the Sea Monster. I'm a massive fan of Indigo Park. Indigo Park is surprisingly a good game. Despite being literally just Poppy's playtime, it's actually unique enough to where I could call it a different mascot horror game. And also, it keeps you on your toes. It doesn't tell you the lore completely, which I like. Also, it's made by a YouTuber, so that's more incentive to believe that there was a lot of loving care smashed into this thing, but I digress. Nonetheless, I love Indigo Park character design. I'd love for them to reveal like Rambly Raccoon's mascot, because he has to have a mascot, right? That just makes sense, and it'd be cool. It would be cool if like Rambly Raccoon was like hooked up to a bunch of devices and stuff, and he's just like shaking there, like in so much agony and pain. And it's revealed that the digital Rambly Raccoon was evil all along, and kidnapped and tortured the original Rambly Raccoon, and this is like a virus. That would be such a unique reveal that I'd have to give it a 10 out of 10. Character level design, I give it a 10 out of 10 too. Though that voice crack. Though the only thing I will say is that are we actually outside or are we in like a massive dome? Because the moon looks fake, right? The moon looks fake whenever you're inside of the park. But yeah, overall, we get to 9 out of 10. Not FNAF level, but it's good enough to where it could be considered FNAF level. Oh, Poppy Playtime 2 is also 9.5. Just love it. Okay, now, Joyville. I haven't finished all of Daco's video, but there was a certain part where that made me think of making this video.
Sorry. And that is Joyville. Specifically, Joyville 2, but we'll include Joyville 1. I don't remember anything about Joyville 1, so. Monster design, awful. I hate this monster design. It makes no sense. What child would want a monster that has eyes in its mouth? In what world would a children want that? And also, it's literally just Huggy Wuggy, just without eyes. Like, if you take the eyes and pop it on top of the mouth, it's literally just Huggy Wuggy. And how dare you try to recreate my boy? Sorry, I love Huggy Wuggy. He's like my favorite thing ever. At least with Poppy Playtime, I can see these being toys. Maybe not Huggy Wuggy. Unless they remove the teeth, then yes, I could see Huggy Wuggy being an actual thing. Same with Boxy Boo. Even though Boxy Boo is very much dangerous, I could see him being a toy. Joyville, I cannot see how the hell these things got greenlit. First off, they have sharp teeth, which I literally just said if they remove them from. Okay. I can see the appeal. If people collected weird toys, I can see the appeal. But it's the fact that their eyes are in their mouth is the awful part. If they just didn't have eyes, I'd love it. I'd think that this was a cute character design that's just a Huggy Wuggy that's short and no eyes. And I'm assuming that every mascot has eyes in their mouth because we see a second mascot and it's just a copy and paste of the first one but with kitty features. Okay, now on to level design. First game, it was okay. I would give it a 5 out of 10. I don't remember if there's any parts where you could literally just walk into a corridor and then boom, you're in a doctor's office from inside the playing part. But I did see a part where inside of one of the there was a part where inside one of the things inside like the castle thing where like children would like run around and stuff, there was like a panel where like you could wander into or you could walk through it and then bam you're in like the main headquarters of everything. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Listen, I get that there's like a hidden there's always so it has to be a hidden story within these mascot horror games. They can't wear their heart on their sleeve. So it's like, oh, have the player walk into the main headquarters of everything. But that ruins it. That's just like, oh, a kid can stumble into here and then bam, kid gets in trouble and like the children never want to go there again. Like it's just so awful design. Like with FNAF, at least you could accidentally wander in there, or like you could step on something as a kid and then break it. But most of the time, the scary stuff is hidden. Like even the kitchen is probably where the most scary stuff happens, and they're hidden even from us. So it's like you can imagine what's in there. Every bit of scary parts in FNAF are hidden from the kids. And the hidden stuff is the stuff at nighttime, where kids usually aren't there. That's the hidden scary stuff of FNAF. And it works. Poppy's Playtime, stuff breaks, you fall through the floor, and bam, you're in like the scary parts. That works because originally this place was up and running, so stuff like this wouldn't have happened. Kids would not fall through the floor, and kids would not find hidden tubes in like employees only areas. they would stay where they're meant to be and play with Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, and any anybody else. But these two games, Garden of Banban and Joyville, are probably the worst mascot horror I've seen. I think. Unless I'm missing other ones that aren't fan made games of FNAF, these are awful. And I hate to say that. I hate to say that these games are awful because I always want to encourage people to make stuff. I always want to encourage game developers to make horror games, to make games. Because I love games. I love video games. They're a way to express yourself and make good video games. But when it's just awful, like Garden of Banban, I like. I like Garden of Banban, but its level design is just awful. In Joyville, I can't find the love for it. I'll try. I'll keep watching people's playthrough of it, but as of right now, I just have no feeling towards Joyville. I just can't. I don't know. But regardless, I do hope that Joyville succeeds because I just like encouraging people. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah.